Hello, Miss Steele here. So this week we are talking about colors. And for this project, we're going to focus on the use of warm and cool colors. So we're going to be making our names really big in block or bubble lettering. You want a white piece of paper, a pencil and an eraser, definitely our art tool basics, and then you want something to color in with. I'm going to be using markers and crowns. That's what I would suggest. Sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. I have allergies. But I would suggest using both of these. But I'm going to move these aside and we're going to start with our name. So what we want to do is we want to write our name really big, but we want to write it lightly because we're going to erase it in the end. So I'm going to start with my M like that. And I'm doing it really big in the middle, S dot. And of course, you're going to do your name. So you're not going to do Miss Steele. You're going to do whatever your name is, L-E. So I fit it all in. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go around the letters. And I'm either going to do block or bubble lettering. I'm going to show you on the back side just so you can see it a little bit better. If this was my letter, and I wanted to make it a bubble letter, I'm going to use this almost like a skeleton, like it's on the inside. And I'm going to draw my bubble letter, and I'm going to make sure the edges are curved. And that's going to give me a bubble letter. If I wanted a block letter, I would draw my letter really big. And then instead of making it curved, I would make it straight. So instead of drawing a bunch of curved lines, wherever I want to turn, I want to make for sure to make it a straight line. I'm going to make mine a bubble letter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly go around all the letters that I drew. Almost like those letters that we drew are like a skeleton. And now we're drawing our bubble letters around them. This is a really good way to get used to drawing bubble letters. So I'm going around each of my letters with my pencil to give them big blocky bubble letters. If they touch each other, that's okay. You can decide which one you want to be in the front, because if you can see, this one just touched. And now I'm moving on to my next E, my L, and then my last E. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to decide whether I want to make the inside or the outside warm and cool letters. So I think I'm going to make the inside be cool. So I'm going to use only cool colors on the inside. And then I think I'm going to make the outside warm. So I'm going to use all warm colors on the outside. I'm going to go through and I'm going to start outlining not the inside letter, but the outside letter using cool colors. Whenever you think of cool colors, think of purples, greens, blues, purples, and greens. I guess I repeated those. But that's what you can think in the spectrum of cool colors. So what I'm going to do for each letter is I'm going to outline it. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to erase what I drew on the inside, which is why we drew them very lightly. So now that I have my M erased, or my M outline, I'm going to go through and erase the inside. And now that line has disappeared, which is why we drew it really lightly so we can erase it easier. So now I have my M. I'm going to go through and keep outlining these, and I'm going to outline them in different cool colors. So greens, purples, blues. And I think I'm going to make each one a different color, if I can, if I have enough. So I'm going to go through and keep outlining, and then I'm going to erase the inside, and then we can start coloring them in. Okay, so now my name is outlined and I use my cool colors. So now I'm going to go back with my warm colors. And if you remember, we talked about shapes last time we were in art. So I want to make a bunch of splotches of warm colors in the background. So I'm going to draw some organic shapes all around using warm colors. So that's yellows, reds, oranges, pinks are another good one. And I'm just adding in some lines all around so I can color in my background with a bunch of warm colors. Next, turning my paper so that I can have warm colors in the background and cool colors inside the letters. Maybe we'll make this one like this. And then we can go back with the yellow right here. So that this area can be yellow. And then we can go in with this cream color. So whenever you think of warm colors, you want to think of like a hot summer day. Whenever you think of cool colors, you want to think of like a cool winter evening. So now I have it outlined with a bunch of my warm and cool colors. I use my markers for this part just because I think it gives a really pretty outline. I went through and I erased all the inside letters that we drew. So now I'm going to get my markers put up and then we're going to start coloring it in using crowns. What I did with my markers, I want to pull out a bunch of my cool crowns to start coloring in these different letters with cool colors. So you want to find as many different cool colors as you can to help you color in. So there's my first one. There's some loud cars outside. I'm sorry. And then I want to find a purple. So I'm going to go through and keep coloring in all of my cool colors, and then I'm going to move on and color my outside so I can get all my warm colors. So I'm going to color in my name, and then we'll work on the outside with warm colors. So remember, cool colors, think of a cool winter day. Blues, greens, purples. Warm colors have more yellow and red in them, so you can think of like a hot summer day or a campfire even. I'm going to get this colored in, and then we will move on to coloring our background using the warm colors. Alright, so I got my name all colored in using all the cool colors. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use only warm colors for the background. So if you remember, like I said, warm colors are colors that use more red and yellow whenever we mix them up. So you want to think of oranges, reds, yellows, pinks. Kind of creamy colors are typically warm colors. So colors that have more yellow and red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I made all of these different organic shapes using different colors. So I want to go through and color them in with the right color. So whether it's yellow or red or pink, I'm going to get my background all colored in using all different kinds of warm colors. And then I'll have like my own name tag I can put up above all my artwork so I know that it's mine. So I'm going to get my background colored in and then we will be finished. Alright, I finished coloring my background, so I have my name in cool colors, my background in warm colors, and I think it looks really fun together because I think you can definitely tell that the cool colors are kind of in a different group than the warm colors are. And I really like the different organic shapes and that we got to revisit that again to color this in, and I think it kind of plays with the bubbly letters really, really well. I think maybe if I did block letters instead, I would have used zigzag lines, but I think this looks really good. I'm excited to see how yours comes out. I will see you all next time. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, your evening, or afternoon, whenever you're watching this.